Hello and welcome to Maths by SAS. This is my second lesson of D2, chapter number 10, exercise 11A, that is about the trigonometric ratios. Before going to the lesson, there are some key terms that we have to understand, that what is trigonometry, what does the term ratio mean, and what are the trigonometric ratios, and what is the use of these trigonometric ratios, and when and how and on what type of triangle we have to apply these all trigonometric ratios. Before going to this lesson, you should have good command on these all questions, because lessons of mathematics require the continuous practice and integration of the lesson with the new lesson. If you are not clear about these all questions, and those who are catching us late, for all those people, I'll be giving the link in the description box. You can watch the lesson from there. Let's move to the first concept of today's lesson, that what are the trigonometric functions and how many trigonometric functions are there. Trigonometric functions, there are 6 main trigonometric functions. The first one is sine, and we mostly write it as sin, and we read it as sine. Then cosine or cos, tangent or tan, then cosecant, and we write it as CSC, and then secant, SEC, and cotangent, and we write it in short form and we read it as cot. Then coming to the question, that what is the use of these functions? These functions are used to relate the angles of triangle with the sides of the triangle. Each function relates the angle to two sides of the right triangle. Here it's important to understand that each function relates the angle, and that angle has to be the acute angle to two sides of the right triangle. It means that in order to write these trigonometric functions or trigonometric ratios, we should have at least two sides, and the angle has to be the acute angle. Coming to the relationship between the trigonometric functions and the sides of the triangle. Okay, let's take a right angle triangle, and I always ask it to my students that you must have to label the vertices after drawing the diagram. Okay, and now we can see that at vertex C we have the right angle, and recall my previous lesson that the face which is opposite to the right angle, that is the longest face, and it's called the hypotenuse. And now we can take other two angles which are the acute angles. Let this be alpha. You can give any name to this angle. I have used the term alpha, and this can be beta. Now, with the reference of this acute angle, this A to C is adjacent or base. Adjacent or base, and with the reference of this acute angle alpha, this CB side is opposite, or as this is in front of the vertex A, we can mark it with small a. This is opposite or height with the reference of this acute angle, and this side will remain the same. This is a hypotenuse because it is the face in front of the 90-degree angle, and it is the longest face of this triangle. Okay, coming to that, how to write and how to define these trigonometric functions. The first trigonometric function or ratio is the sine, and how to get and how to write the trigonometric ratio sine. Sine of an angle is defined as the ratio of the side opposite to the reference angle, to the hypotenuse, opposite to the reference angle. If my reference angle is at this place, then sine will involve opposite side, which is CB upon hypotenuse, and this will be the trigonometric function sine. Coming to cosine or cos, is the ratio of the side adjacent to angle of interest to the hypotenuse. That means that for the trigonometric ratio cos or cosine, which two sides of the right angle triangle we have to involve the adjacent side of that reference acute angle or angle of interest and the hypotenuse. So the ratio for the cos will be adjacent upon hypotenuse. And if we look at the diagram, adjacent has the name B. That's why I'm writing B here upon hypotenuse. Coming to the third trigonometric ratio, that is the tangent. So in order to get the tangent, tangent is the ratio of the side opposite to angle of interest to the side which is adjacent to that angle. So for the tangent, what we have to do, we have to involve the side which is opposite to this angle of interest upon the side which is adjacent to this angle of interest. So tangent alpha will be written as perpendicular upon adjacent or opposite upon adjacent. And if you look at the diagram, in the diagram, opposite has the name A and adjacent has the name B. That's why we are writing it as A over B. Then coming to the next three trigonometric functions, that is cosecant. Cosecant is the multiplicative inverse of sine. Secant is the multiplicative inverse of cosine, and cotangent is the multiplicative inverse of tangent. For better understanding of the next lesson, I hope you will be understanding this lesson and you have to grasp this lesson carefully so that you can get the next chapter, complete chapter easily. I hope you are clear about today's lesson. Please watch my lesson, like, share and subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get the notification of every lesson in time. Thank you.